In a world where far too often people feel like they don't have enough, be it enough jobs, enough money, enough opportunity, even enough love. And the reality is that in some parts of the world, there's some truth to that. Okay. But I can only speak for here in the United States. But if that's you, I want to encourage you to recognize that living with a mindset of lack, it means living a lie, because scarcity and lack is simply not true. And we can learn to see the truth, to see the reality that there is abundance and opportunity all around us in every single moment. So if you're ready to change the way you see the world, to improve your life and your mental health, your mental well-being, then join me on the LifeDezign podcast for today's Mental Health Mondays episode. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe now so you can join us on every episode. We truly appreciate it. And be sure to engage in the comments section of your favorite platform for your chance to be invited as a guest on one of our episodes. Welcome back, you amazing listeners, to another empowering episode of LifeDesign's Mental Health Mondays. I'm your host, Michael Borland, and I'm dedicated to guiding you on a journey to mental health, to mental wellness, and to a life that's designed by you, for you. So today we're diving into a topic that touches the lives of virtually everyone, yet often goes unaddressed. And it's about the invisible lens through which we view our world, our lives, even ourselves. Okay. And that is, again, far too often, it's a lens of scarcity and lack. But what if I told you that changing this lens could transform everything for you? So today's episode is all about shifting away from a scarcity mindset and actually embracing abundance. Abundance for a better life, for a healthier mindset, a healthier mental well-being. Okay, picture this. You're looking at a stunning, vibrant landscape, but you're looking through a window that's so smudged and it's so grimy that all of that beauty, you can barely see it. Okay? This is how scarcity or a scarcity mindset affects our perception of the world around us. It dims the beauty of life. It narrows our focus to see only what we lack or only what we perceive that we lack, right? It blinds us to the possibilities and to the opportunities that are all around us. That said, I've got some good news. Just like we can clean that window, we can clear our minds of a limiting view, of a limiting mindset, of a limiting perspective or belief. So the journey that we're going to take today is to understand the roots of the scarcity mindset, because it impacts our mental health. It impacts our physical health. Okay. Most importantly, we want to look at how we can shift from that scarcity mindset into an abundance mindset, one that will foster growth and gratitude and genuine happiness. So we're going to explore some insights from psychology. Okay, we're going to share some real world applications, as I always do. We're going to look at some views from some of the experts in a variety of fields, ones that specifically will help us in our daily life. And then, of course, I'm going to share some actionable tips that will help you make that shift. And by the end of the episode, you're not just going to understand the power of letting go of scarcity, but you're going to have the tools to actually embrace the abundance mindset and to really experience it and nurture it into your life. So whether you're sipping your morning coffee, whether you're driving to or from work, or even if you're winding down for the evening, I'm going to invite you right now to listen with an open mind, with an open heart, and join me, because this is really an eye-opening journey. It's enlightening, honestly. So I guess the question is, are you ready to clean your window? Okay, are you ready to change the way that you see the world? I hope so, because we're about to dive in. So I want to say this. I'm going to move quickly, and I'm going to be vulnerable, and I'm going to tell you why we're going to move very quickly. Because we just recorded this without hitting the record button. Yep, you got it. We had one of the cameras recording and not the other one. So, yeah. So let's get started. At least I wasn't doing this one live. So imagine this. Imagine we're walking through life with a pair of glasses on. Okay, and these glasses highlight for us what's missing, but they ignore the abundance, the opportunities that surround us everywhere we go. Can you imagine that? I hope so, because that is the essence of having a scarcity mindset. It's a perspective where we focus more on lack, or on things that we perceive as unattainable, or things that we look at as a void in our lives, rather than appreciating what we do have and recognizing that there are endless opportunities around us. And the concept of scarcity, it goes way beyond just feeling like we don't have enough. Okay, it has a deep influence on our thoughts and our emotions and our behaviors. When we get caught in a grip of scarcity, of lack, it's like it literally makes us work from an operating position of constant stress. Okay, our decisions become short-minded or short-term. They're driven by some immediate need to fill a gap, and it causes us to ignore long-term consequences. There's actually research for this in psychology and neurosciences that suggests that a mindset, this type of mindset, scarcity, it actually changes the way our brains work. I'm going to say physically, it neurologically narrows our focus and has us zero in on deficits, whether they're real or not. Well, they become real when we think that way to some degree. So think of it as a survival mechanism that evolved over centuries. We all know in the past that the focus was on crucial survival skills and things like that. But in today's world, more often than not, it backfires on us. We wind up with anxiety, with depression, with a lot of bad habits. And it creates this cycle of perpetual dissatisfaction. How often do we feel it? Even people that are pretty good at this, there's a lot of areas where we struggle with feeling dissatisfied. I hear it all the time. But why do we fall into this trap? Well, part of it's cultural. Part of it is fueled by messages that tell us we need more to be happy, more stuff to be happy. Part of it's evolutionary. Right? Part of it stems from this innate desire that we have to avoid discomfort and to have security. This is a human need. But not just that, but to secure our needs. Unfortunately, a lot of us think that our wants are actually needs. But the impact of living with a scarcity mindset is huge. It limits our ability to see the full picture. It reduces our sense of personal efficacy. It hinders our capacity to actually make thoughtful choices. Okay, consider how scarcity might actually manifest in your life on a daily basis. Okay, maybe you constantly compare yourself to other people. Maybe you feel like there's not enough time. How often do we hear that? Maybe we have, um, this relentless experience of financial anxiety. Okay, that's ultra common. Even when objectively our needs are met, right? I just said that. We have wants, but people vision them as needs. No, our needs are more often than not met, and yet we still feel this stress, this anxiety. Okay, this type of a mindset, it turns life into this never-ending, like a competition almost, for whether it be resources or, I would say it's more of things that seem slightly out of our reach. Not even necessarily resources, just stuff. Okay, but there's a powerful truth, which is that a scarcity mindset is not real. And it's not a life sentence. It's not something we have to live with. It is a habit of thought. And just like every other habit, we can change it. But it's a journey. And going from scarcity to abundance, it starts with awareness. It starts with recognizing when and how scarcity influences our perception, so that we can open the door to making mental and emotional transitions, right, into a new and improved way of thinking, into a better mindset, a mindset of abundance. So keep this in mind. Shifting away from scarcity isn't about denying the real challenges that we face. It's not. That's not it. It's about changing how we relate to those challenges. It's about finding value in what we have, in opening ourselves up to the possibility, or should I say the possibilities, that lie dormant within us at any given moment. Right? And sometimes, let me say this, sometimes that's good. We don't want it to grab onto every single opportunity that is in front of us. There's too many. There's more than we could possibly ever keep up with. But when we start recognizing that, then we make the best choices. If we're just winging it and we're grabbing onto things that aren't really the right opportunities for us, and we all know that happens more often than it should. So let me pause, because this is a good time to stop and explore what we'll call I'll just say the benefits of letting go of this scarcity mindset, and how embracing an abundance mindset can actually impact us, how it impacts our mental health, our overall well-being, mentally, physically, emotionally, all of it. So now that we understand a little bit about the scarcity mindset and how it impacts our lives, let's look at the brighter side of that spectrum, right? Let's look at the abundance mindset. Because shifting towards abundance is not about just feeling better in any given moment. It's about unlocking a deeper awareness of what is around us. Okay, and I would say an equally broad acceptance of what's available if we simply and choose to embrace it. So first, let's clarify, what exactly do we mean by an abundance mindset? Okay, I will say, for one, it really depends upon what's important to you. That said, it's a perspective that focuses on plenty, having plenty, saying that there's enough, believing that there's enough, okay, rather than focusing on what's lacking. Okay, it's about focusing on opportunities rather than obstacles, or what we can offer instead of what we don't have in our current inventory, be it finances, be it skill sets, whatever our resources are. What can we offer, as opposed to, oh, I wish I could offer this. Okay, maybe I do, but what can I offer? And then offer it. This is a mindset that fosters a sense of sufficiency, of gratitude, of generosity. Okay, it fundamentally alters how we engage with the world around us with people around us, even with ourselves. Adopting an abundance mindset initiates a physiological shift inside of us. And there's studies that have shown that when we focus on abundance, we experience a decrease in stress, in anxiety, and things like depression, and, and life just simply gets better. And it's scientifically backed. Okay? This is not a temporary relief either. It's a lasting change, say in literally in how we perceive and how we react to the world around us. But why is that? Again, because abundance reduces the psychological strain that we get from scarcity. It frees our mental resources and our emotional resources for things that are more creative, more thoughtful, for positive engagements with life's challenges as well as with life's opportunities. Right? One of the most compelling benefits of embracing abundance is the boost that it provides to us in our creativity and in our emotional, mental, and emotional resilience. Right? With a mindset that's focused on possibilities, we're more likely to think outside of the box. We're more likely to recognize solutions where other people just see problems. We bounce back better from the setbacks that we are going to experience in life. And we all know this level of resilience, it's crucial, not just for personal success, whatever that means to you, but for maintaining our mental and emotional health and well-being, okay, in the face of life's inevitable and, let me say, consistent or constant ups and downs, because those aren't going to stop just because you have an abundant mindset. They're going to reduce, they're not going to stop. And that abundance mindset gives you resilience. Okay, let me also share this. This type of a mindset, abundance, has a ripple effect on relationships. Okay, when we view our emotional resources, all our resources, but specifically our emotional ones, as being plentiful, as being available, we are more inclined to share our time, our energy, our love, our finances, our everything with other people. I mean, this creates a positive loop, so to speak, that literally strengthens even just common social bonds. Okay, it helps us provide a strong support system for ourselves and to be one for others. And that we all know humans need interaction. So this nurtures our mental, physical, and emotional health. So when we think about that, what are some real world examples? Well, we all know somebody who's faced, just a crazy amount of significant challenges. Yeah, I'm not talking the minor ones, but significant ones. But who also chose to focus on what they had rather than what they didn't have, what they may lack in any area. And we know that those people are more willing to volunteer to help others who are in need. And we also understand, most of us understand, that the best way to get out of our own funk, so to speak, is to focus on someone else. Okay. Again, science backed, proven. Okay. What about somebody who practices daily gratitude? They make it a habit to recognize and to appreciate the things in their lives, regardless of how small those things may be. These are practices that not only enhance our personal well-being, but they contribute to a broader culture of abundance. What do I mean by that? I mean, it uplifts the people around us. There's science. There's a science that's focused on gratitude. If you haven't researched this, you should. There's research in what's called positive psychology, okay, that reinforces the power of gratitude as a core or a core component, that's a good way to put it, of an abundance mindset. Because gratitude not only improves our mental health, but it's been linked to better physical health. It's been linked to more meaningful relationships. We just shared that. To a more fulfilling life. And it's literally a testament to how shifting our focus from scarcity to abundance, how it can have what I will call a comprehensive benefit, meaning an all-inclusive benefit all the way around in life. Simply put, letting go of scarcity and embracing abundance, an abundance mindset, changes how we see ourselves, how we interact with other people, literally how we face the world and the experiences that we have in it. So what are some proven practical steps, some strategies or exercises that we can use to cultivate an abundance mindset? I'm going to try to move quickly through these. I want to look at some, I want to draw off of 3 different areas, some expert material from 3 different areas. One being therapy, one being coaching, be it life, business, high performance, but also mindfulness practices in and of themselves. Yes, they're included in therapy, they're included in coaching, but in and of themselves. So when we're shifting to a mindset of abundance, it's essential to translate our understanding of scarcity or of an abundance mindset and transform that into practical everyday actions. Okay. It's one thing to understand it. It's another thing to actually create practical steps that you can take to cultivate. Okay. And by cultivate, I use the word cultivate on purpose. So there's a difference between creating something brand new and then cultivating it over time. It's like feeding it, right? You can create something, but to help it grow, to help it thrive, you cultivate it. Let me say it this way. Cultivating an abundance mindset, it's not about a one-time shift. That's not it. It's about adopting a series of practices and perspectives that will gradually rewire your brain, will rewire your habitual patterns of how we think and how we feel. So with that in mind, let's look at some actionable strategies that are backed by, by experts. And we're going to look at some expert insights that will help you in your daily life. The first one we'll mention is mindfulness and awareness practices. Okay, this is the first step towards an abundant mindset. It's developing a keen awareness of, I'm going to say, of when and how we get these thoughts or these feelings. Okay, it's inevitable. It's what's the word I'm saying? Invaluable, right? If you think about it, this awareness, it teaches us to observe, okay, our mental habits without judgment. It helps us recognize, I guess a good way to say it's when we're slipping back into this scarcity thinking, right? Here's a simple mindfulness exercise. Okay. Breathing, mindful, or what we would call intentional walking or sitting. I talked about this in an episode last week. These things can help anchor us into what is literally the present moment. And the present moment is where abundance actually resides. Okay. Think about that. You're going to have opportunities out in front of you, things that will affect you next week, next month, next year. But if we're not recognizing them today, we're going to miss them. Doesn't mean they weren't there. It doesn't mean we didn't have the opportunity to grab hold of it. It was there, we just missed it. To recognize it, we have to be present in the moment to be able to see this is available to me now. It's going to take me some time to walk into it and to see that effect in the future. So that is a key. That is extremely important to recognize. Okay. Right now in the moment is where abundance, where it is. It's nature. This is the way God created the world. There's a couple of experts in psychology and mindfulness. I mentioned John Kabat-Zinn a week or two ago. Um, Tara Brach, I believe is how you say her name, Brach. Okay, they offer a wealth of resources that can help guide us, in this type of practice, in a mindfulness. Okay, their work that they do, it really underscores the importance of presence, of acceptance, and how it cultivates healthier and more um, abundant perspectives on life. Okay, now based on time, I'm not going to go into the details, but I did share some of the work from John from Zinn last week or maybe 2 weeks ago in one of the episodes, so you can go back and listen to that. Number 2 is gratitude practices. We shared this earlier. I just mentioned it again. One of the most powerful tools that you can use to create an abundance mindset and to cultivate it is gratitude. And it can be as simple as keeping a journal, okay, where say three things that you're grateful for. Now, this should be done daily. When it comes to gratitude, consistency is the key. Making it a daily habit. Okay, this helps us shift our focus from what's missing in our life. Things I'm not saying things that we want, though sometimes, things we need. I'm talking things that we want. Because most of our needs are already met, the majority of us. There's some research that was done by Dr. Robert Emmons. He's a leading expert in the field of gratitude. And he highlighted the incredible impact that gratitude has on our well-being, our overall well-being. And there's his studies that show that regular gratitude practices increase genuine happiness. Not fake, not temporary, not, well, I'm happy because I had an evening out with my friends. I'm talking genuine, ongoing, long-term happiness. It reduces depression, stress, anxiety, even improves our physical health. Okay, that is medically and scientifically proven. Number 3, setting intention with our abundance. Okay, this is a practical step where you set intentions that align with what's important to you in the area of abundance. Okay, this involves identifying areas where you would like to experience more abundance, be it relationships, health, creativity, maybe wealth. But in setting specific and achievable, but what we call in the industry, stretch goals, goals that are just outside of what is normal or capable of without some extra effort. Because intentions act as reminders of our capacity to create and to attract abundance. And we reinforce that mindset through goals and through action steps to get there. And this isn't just me telling you this. Okay, this is not just my own words. There are other high performance coaches and motivational speakers. Some of the popular ones may be like Les Brown, Nina Kalman, Tony Robbins. I talk about him, Brendan Burchard. These are people that are top of their game, been known, for years and years out in the public arena, who emphasize the power of intention and visualization and how it helps us in achieving an abundant life. Okay, not just an abundant mindset, but creating the mindset and actually creating an abundant life. And we encourage visualizing the abundance that you wish to create, not what somebody else says should be created, what's important to you, what you want. Okay. Couple that visualization with setting some clear goals that are going to cause you to stretch. right? And then setting those steps to actually make that a reality. So those are, combining those together are a huge key. So let's go. Number 4 was, that was number 3. So number 4 is cultivating an abundant environment, right? That some space that you're in that represents abundance to you. Example, myself, I've got about 150 books in this room alone, in this studio room where I do some recording. I've had hundreds more, but I gave them away. So let me be clear that abundance doesn't always mean having more stuff. Abundance may mean I have so much I can give some away. Okay. Another thing for cultivating an environment could be space itself, creating more space. Again, give some stuff away. If you've got more furniture in your room than you need, get rid of some of it. That creates abundance in your life as well. Outdoors. Okay, there's experts in the environmental psychology who note that spaces that reflect abundance are often through light, more light. Again, more space, meaning you don't have a bunch of stuff crowding you in. Doesn't have to be a big room, but if it's overly packed with stuff, then it doesn't feel abundant. Nature is huge. That's why I've got plants in here. So these are things that promote an environment of abundance. A couple of other convenient resources. Let me share this for creating abundance. For anybody who wants to dig a little deeper into practicing abundance, consider some different materials. Okay, there's experts in the field. There's a book called The Abundance Book. That's the title. It's by John Randolph Price. Rhonda Byrne wrote a book called The Magic. Okay, both of these books offer practical insights that are going to help you on a daily basis. Okay, they're good books to read. I suggest you get them. I'm going to suggest mine as well. You can see it in the background. Improve your thoughts, improve your life. But I'm going to encourage you to read a broad spectrum, to engage in a broad spectrum of resources. Okay, podcasts. This podcast, the LifeDezign podcast, both the Mental Health Mondays like today and the coaching series on Wednesdays. Right now, we're going through 70 tips from that book. Okay, another podcast that's fantastic, The Tim Ferriss Show. If you're not familiar with Tim, listen to his podcast. Okay, both of our podcasts frequently give you or provide for you inspiration, right? Practical advice and tips and strategies to living a life of abundance or with an abundant mindset so that you can create abundance. And the simple fact is, embracing abundance as a mindset impacts every aspect of our lives, every single aspect. It requires patience. It requires practice. It requires some consistency as we begin to shift our mind, shift how our brain works to move us away from thinking scarcity, from a scarcity perspective, to a perspective of abundance, so that we can step into a life of abundance and of possibilities. So let's look at specifically, I want to arm you with 7 of the most popular and proven practical tips. They're actionable strategies that are designed to help you gradually shift your mindset. These literally are going to help you lay a foundation for a life that's filled with abundance and gratitude and joy and just genuine happiness. Simply put, a better life. Okay? You've heard all these before, probably from myself if you listen to my podcast or materials or read my book. You hear them all the time. So we're going to keep it simple. We're going to move fast. Number 1, recognizing and acknowledging your scarcity thoughts. What do I mean? What's the tip here? Use a journal. We talk about journals all the time. I am guilty of struggling to keep journals, and I love to write. But if you begin to note down moments that you feel scarcity creeping in on you, okay, throughout the day, keep a little pad in your pocket, in your bag, your briefcase, whatever it is, your drawer at work. I don't care if it's if the scarcity thought is about money or time or something in a relationship. You wish, I wish I had a better relationship with my boss or my coworker or whatever. Okay, what do we do with that? Well, the action step for that is at the end of each day, you review this journal. It can literally be 3 minutes. You challenge every one of those scarcity thoughts. Ask yourself, is it true? Is that really true? Do I really believe that? Does it make sense in my life? Or this one, and this one actually. Ask both. How can I view this situation through a lens of abundance? What can I do personally to improve upon that? Item number 2, practice number 2 is gratitude. Daily gratitude. This has been a theme through the whole episode. It's been a theme through most episodes on mental health and on a better life in general. Practice daily gratitude. Start your day and end your day by listing out 3 things that you're grateful for. I don't care what they are. They can be as simple as your warm cup of coffee in the morning, the comfy pillow that you had, a message you received from your friend on, a text message or something. It doesn't matter. 3 things you're grateful for, and switch them up. Make it a ritual for yourself. You can use an actual journal, a notebook, an app on your phone. You can share it with loved ones. Sit around the table at night, and everybody gets a turn to say 3 things or even 1 thing that they were grateful for that day, genuinely grateful for. Maybe it's the fact that it's almost over. I don't know what your day's like. It works. It's science-backed. It works. Make it a routine. Number 3, set small, achievable goals toward adopting your abundance mindset. Do make them stretch you just a little bit. So break down this journey. Put it into small goals. For instance, this week, I will give 3, I'm going to use the word genuine again, compliments to someone else. Something that will foster a sense of abundance in a relationship. Maybe that's not with a stranger, could be, but say 3 people that you would consistently interact with. Family member, a friend, a coworker, person at the grocery store. Give them a genuine compliment in a way that that fosters a sense of abundance. So if you say, how are you? And they say, oh, I'm good. Or maybe make it a little more genuine of a question. How's your day been? You've got a tough job. How are you doing today? Switch up the wording a little bit so they know it's genuine, not just how you doing. And then when they say, you know what, it's a pretty good day and it's almost over. Thank you for sharing that. What am I doing right there? I'm encouraging that mindset of abundance. Thank you for sharing that. A lot of times we tend to say, it's another day, thank God it's almost over. You genuinely shared that there was something good about today. Thank you for that. You're encouraging a mindset of abundance. And then write that down in that journal. Okay, so you could check in with yourself at the end of every week and look back at what goals you set for yourself. Who are those 3 compliments you gave each day, and what was the progress you made in it? Okay, step number 4, or technique 4, what have you, would be engaging in something in community-wise that builds relationship. It's a simple one. It doesn't have to be huge, but you want to seek out or create opportunities where you can connect with other people in a way that shares a desire to have an abundant life. So it could be a book club or a couple of friends that you just agree to read a growth mindset style book that month. Or maybe you even read it. Okay, I've done this once where I read it and then I shared what I read in the book and I just got their feedback on it. And I've actually done that a couple of times and I got some really good feedback. But the action step is actually committing to one thing, at least one thing that you can do this month. Okay, this podcast is going out second week of the month, so you've got at least 2 weeks left to commit to doing something this month. Something that brings you closer to an abundance mindset, rather than moving you away from it. Okay, number 5 out of 7, reflect on your personal growth and your progress. Again, there's that. The tip would be that journal again at the end of each month, right? We just said at the end of each week, you kind of reflect on it, you take some notes. So now at the end of the month, you're only going back to 4 weekly reflections. If you've got a lot of time, go through the whole month of notes. Keep them simple. Keep them bullet point if you want to. But go back through them, reflect on them, and recognize what changes you've noticed. How did your mindset shift from the beginning of the month, your mindset and the way you feel about even doing it, to the end of the month? That action step is what, by documenting that monthly, come at the end of that month, each week, and then at the end of that month, you're documenting your feelings, your thoughts, and any moments, right? Any experiences where you felt a shift towards abundance, right? At one point we said, recognize if you're struggling and starting to slip back. The monthly one is where you're recognizing your progress. Make sense? So number 6 is incorporating abundance affirmations. And I know affirmations have had, good reputation and bad reputations. But here's the tip on this. Using positive affirmations to reinforce the abundance mindset. So what do I mean by that? As an example, I have everything I need for a joyful life. Does that mean, did I say I have everything I want? No. I don't need stuff to have joy. And maybe I want some more because I know what it represents to me and the experiences I have will give me some genuine happiness, some joy. But right now, I have everything I need for joy. I still want some other things just for that added experience, the icing on the cake. Here's another one. I'm open to the abundance that the universe has to offer. Did I say I'm in possession of it all? No. I'm open to it. I'm open to new opportunities. I'm open to my life changing, as scary as it may be. I'm open to what the universe has to offer me. Your challenge, your action step. Choose 3 affirmations, ones that resonate with you, and say them every day. Preferably say them in the morning as you're getting ready, say them at some point during the middle of the day, and say them in the evening. Okay, you could say them. You can write them down. You can quietly meditate on them. My suggestion, do all 3. Do all 3, even if you mix it up throughout the day. Okay, especially if you can write them down, because there is a physiological proven impact of thinking, saying, and physically writing, not typing on a keyboard, physically writing them down. It's a much stronger impact on you, proven scientifically. Okay, last one, number 7, mindfulness and meditation tip. Again, we're talking specific to this, right? We've been bringing it up. We're talking specific. Mindfulness and meditation helps center your thoughts, helps reduce the idea of scarcity, right? Okay, it reduces anxiety, fear, depression. Okay, it makes room for abundance. Again, if you're not real familiar with what meditation or mindfulness is, look back in my podcast history. I've got an episode that literally goes through different types of meditation. It helps you understand what to expect. People that don't like meditation, on everyone I've ever met in 30 years, it's because they either didn't understand how to do it and or what to expect, or they only tried one kind of meditation. I have to clear every thought out of my mind. I just can't do that. Look, meditation's supposed to be uncomfortable when you first start. That's literally part of the expectation, because you're shifting the way your brain works. You're shifting your physiology. You're shifting the way your body releases, in some of these styles, and over time, the way your body releases chemicals into your body. You're supposed to feel awkward. If you don't, you're not doing it right. After you get used to it, it's not going to feel weird anymore. But for a while, it's going to feel uncomfortable. That's okay. That's how you know it's working. So, action step on that one, just dedicate a few minutes to mindfulness or to meditation. If you're new to it, you can use guided styles of meditation. Do not go for a style that says you are supposed to stop your thoughts. Okay, that is for the masters of meditation. And quite frankly, for most people, it is not the most beneficial. I've been doing this on and off for 30 years. I've tried, 8, 9, 10 different types of meditation, breathing techniques, mindfulness, different meditations. I guarantee you can find one that will work for you. And if you give it a month or two of practicing it, you'll get over that weird feeling, that uncomfortable feeling, and the benefits you get will be mind-blowing. Enough said. So beginners use guided sessions if you want. It's a great way to help to get a little used to it. Look, when we integrate these tips, these 7s, when we integrate them into our daily life, okay, we're not just moving away from scarcity. We are actively building a framework or a foundation for abundance, for an abundance mindset, and for an abundant life. That means relationships, finances, health, all of the whole gamut. Okay, remember the shift to abundance, to a mindset even. It's a journey. It's not a destination. Right? I call it a pivot point. That's part of my coaching program. Goals and where we're looking to go, abundance mindset, these things are journeys. They're not a destination. When we get to where we think we want to go, we're supposed to say, wow, this is great. Now I can go there and head off in a new direction. It's the process of life. And each small step is a victory in its own right. So embrace that. That is a mindset of abundance. Okay, these things are crucial to empowering you, empowering yourself with the tools that you need to make tangible changes in your mindset and in your life. And remember this, these are bridges. They bridge the gap between understanding a mindset or a concept of abundance and actually living it out in your daily practice. I want to emphasize this. Changing your life, your mindset, and then your life is not a passive process. You personally have to work at it. No one else can do this for you. You have to work at it. Not sit passively, actually take steps to make it happen. But you can do it. You just need to have a realization. You're not going to sit once and be a master meditator and next week life's great. Everything that you wanted falls into place that fast. Doesn't work that way. It's a process. It's a journey. So I'm going to encourage you right now to take one small step today, and no, listening to this podcast was not your action step for today. It was a great action step. It's not the one we're talking about now. Take one more action step today towards cultivating that abundance mindset. Maybe I'll let you slide if you say, well, gee, I was driving and I'm not sure I really grabbed everything that you said. So you listen to the podcast again. You download it, you listen to it again. I might let that one slide, but I'm going to suggest grabbing a pad of paper or a book, a notebook, a journal, and write something down. Talk to someone at the store or your gas station on your way home that you talk to. Begin to create a daily practice of this because, excuse me, because consistency is key. Matter of fact, here's a great idea. You can't tell me you can't do this. None of you can. Share your journey towards abundance, an abundant mindset, and an abundant life in the comments on any one of our social platforms. It does 3 things for you. It gives you an ongoing running log of your journey because you can always go back to comments that you've made. Number 2 is it gives you the opportunity to actually engage with us where we can give you some feedback. Number 3, you're paying it forward. You're encouraging someone else to do the same thing to create a daily, consistent habit of this, but you're also giving them the opportunity to do the same for you. And it literally can be 3 bullet points or so. 90 seconds. 3 minutes. I mean, you want to write a lot more? Take 10 minutes. Great. Read a couple of other people's. But you can make it a few seconds and you can do that. And nobody can tell me you can't. We've all got smartphones or computers, laptops, what have you. We can do that. And we're on Spotify. We're on all the Spotify, Apple, iHeart, YouTube for podcasts and videos. So definite comments there. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, formerly Twitter, of course, X. I'm not active on TikTok, to be honest, but we're on all these platforms. So you've got somewhere you can reach out and you can begin this journey. So that is what I encourage you to do starting today as an action step. And we will leave today at that. We went a little longer than I planned, but it's so important. The changes that you will receive by doing this are beyond what you can imagine. So thank you for joining us today. If you do appreciate the efforts that we put into the podcast, please support us. In throughout your journey by just following, subscribing, liking, sharing, engaging with us in the comments. These are the things that support us. Okay. I will see you again on Wednesdays, coaching series. And until then, live awesome and enjoy your journey.